everyone, it's Daya once again. I have lived like the entire week just like existing, like preparing my deliverables, coming back to read web novels and manga, and then crashing. That's basically how my entire week has been for the last how many months. Not like even yesterday I spent like the whole day just watching YouTube and reading web novels. There was like deciding that I want structure, which is like the whole point of this podcast, like to live with intention, and I haven't exactly been living with intention. I've just been going with the flow. So, and I ended last week with the idea like, okay, I might start a new format instead of just going around. That you should just sit down and finish Seneca's books. I haven't finished it. I literally just like went through like a couple of letters and decided that some things would like speak out to me and whatever, like, and I'll write that down. But like I wouldn't focus on which letter it came from, what was the specific phrase and what have you. So I will be, but like obviously we can't fill the podcast with like the random things that like really jumped out, instead of like analyzing like each letter one by one by one. one by one. It's like, so like I decided that maybe I'm going to go through my YouTube playlist, like not playlist, like my YouTube subscriber, whatever, and like answer questions to myself as to why I am subscribed to this person in the first place. So I'll be doing that. Then I'll probably go through like, because I went through like several letters at once, and there are several things that jumped out to me when I wasn't like actively trying to analyze letters one by one and like forcefully pick out something to speak to me, because I might want to go over it like over and over again, you know, like what ordinarily I should like would be recommended to me in my society to do with the Bible, but like I'll probably like eventually read it several times, and like at different points in my life different things will probably jump out to me. But most of the time I feel those letters are basically like a diary, and you're trying to like look at something that somebody you feel like a basic principle agrees with yours, rather than something like, oh, I'm looking for somebody to follow, but you're just like, oh, this person's basic principles agree with mine. So, but then again, before that, let's go off looking at my YouTube subscription, who I've subscribed to. It's like it's arranged alphabetically, so like I just want to like go off and like maybe like find out about to like what am I thinking, because there's some people I watch I'm not subscribed to, like, but then again I think I'm subscribed to like a good number of people, maybe 50 people, and we'll see. No, it's arranged alphabetically, so like I wouldn't say that these people are like, okay, this person's number one in my heart or whatever. Now the first person starting with A is Amber Show. When did I start watching her? I started watching her in like year 5 with her. I just liked her humor. Do you get it? It's not something that I want to implement. Like I like her because she's something that I have zero, like she made me understand the idea of thinking something is pretty objective. Like you can think something is beautiful or attractive or interesting, but you don't want to remotely apply it to yourself. Like, do you get, like, I think her sense of fashion is good on her. I'm happy that she likes her sense of fashion, but I would never dress like her. But that doesn't mean I cannot be happy that she's happy about the way she dresses. Like, I don't know, it's like watching her has made me realize that, wow, it's possible to be objective. It's possible to like something for someone and not like it for yourself. Do you get, like, that's like the whole vibe. Like I never do the things she does, not because the thing she does is bad, but because it's more interesting to watch somebody else enjoy themselves doing those things than for me to do it myself. So like next is Amrita Ranade. Okay, I'm telling myself I'm going to go around. She has a small channel, but like this is like for work. I'm telling myself I'm going to be serious and like improve my writing skills, she runs a channel about technical writing. I think her latest video was how she got a promotion or whatever, but like it's good for her and stuff, like, but this is basically like to properly order my thoughts, not just like trying to be engaging and telling the story like with this podcast or with like my writing. Maybe I should put a link to my Wattpad, but like with my writing, but like to properly convey information, maybe like get a like a remote content writing job while I try to figure out data analytics and try not to get fired as a QMS consultant. But like I like her. Like I subscribe to her because of career stuff. Then Auntie Rancy podcast, and obviously the person who's after Auntie Twinkle. The first time she caught my eye, because I don't watch makeup videos where I don't like the person's personality. Like I basically don't watch to learn how to do makeup. Like if I wanted to learn how to do makeup, I'd just Google one of Dimma's like back to school videos, and I'll be like, okay, this is like, I haven't started wearing makeup, but I will eventually. But like my idea of the kind of makeup is Dimma's back to school / back to work, not no makeup. Like that is like what I'm going to put on my face once I start wearing makeup, or like if I ever do. I don't know. I haven't even decided to completely keep my hair. But like she really came out to me because she was funny and she was weird, and I know dark Indians exist, but like I have never like actually see like a dark Indian in a play or in a movie or whatever. There's usually like really light skin. At least that's the Indian movies we see in Nigeria. So I was just like, okay, this is interesting. And I like her humor. I like the fact that she's weird, and I also understand that in the real world it's also like an Amber Show kind of situation. In the real world, I'm jumbling my words up because I don't say so many things at the same time. In the real world, I don't think I would be friends with Auntie, but like her being on YouTube and vlogging and doing all this stuff, it's like, okay, I get to observe her without being creepy. Like it's the same thing with Amber. Like this person is objectively looks nice, but would I do the things that they did? No. Do you get? But like I generally like her vibe, but like the vibe of you want to observe this person, not that you want to be friends with this person. I don't think I can sit around and watch the people that I want to be friends with. Like I'd rather just hang out with the people that I want to be friends with. Next is the BCU, but actually it just recently changed it to BCU. It used to be Benjamin Babish. I just like the soothing voice. I like the food. Like I follow like a good amount of cooking channels. I even thought I was a subscriber to Adam Recrucia, but I'm not. So he's probably going to be like a honorable mention, but like he shows up in my recommendation a lot because anytime I sit, I just watch it anyway. But I don't think I'd be subscribed to him. I don't like him that much. And so like Babish is just there to be like my honorary, okay, not my honorary, but like my non-funny representation of the cooking world. I don't think it was even one of the reasons that I'd be willing to try foreign food, because I've heard the name somewhere on his show, or like one time on his show. But I really like the whole movies into food. It's just like a calming voice. But sometimes, my watch time of that has really reduced. I might even unsubscribe because I don't like subscribing to a bunch of stuff. I like I like curating the people I'm subscribed to. So like I don't know. So like YouTube is aware that I will watch the people I'm subscribed to. I'm not going to just be like subscribed and not watch. I don't know how the YouTube algorithm works. Now Bernadette Banner. I think all the female people I follow is like, I like the idea of them, but like I don't see myself doing it. Like I like the fact Bernadette Banner's channel is essentially about mostly big 17th to olden days British, European and American fashion. I don't see myself in those, because to be honest, even if I did see myself, I wouldn't, because that would be cultural appropriation. Like I saw this weird ass video of these girls wearing like French, like black girls wearing this dramatic French like 18th century clothing, and I'm like, no, like that's just disrespectful to whoever's culture that was. Because I know they just wanted to use like you might be like, okay, this person genuinely enjoys French culture and whatever. No, they just literally wanted to use it to flex on, like, if random flex videos. Like the same thing, like where you get annoyed when somebody isn't taking your culture seriously. Like I'll probably go on like into an entire rant on white fishing and being hypocrites. But that's like a whole other thing, because you have to look at both sides. You have to look at the effects on us and the effects on the external, but mostly it affects us because we are still the weaker party in the world sense. And when I'm saying we, I mean like Africans, because I'm an African, and I need to stop saying we, which is a personal ideal that I must say I, and like I. So the next person I'm going to talk about. Oh, I haven't finished about Bernadette. So like Bernadette talks about like old fashion. I like watching people enjoy what they enjoy. Even though like in real life conversations with people, I enjoy just like I like being the one talking. But like, and yet on the internet, I like watching people enjoy what they enjoy quietly without interrupting. But like sometimes I do enjoy watching my friends enjoy what they enjoy because I think that's like a really, it's not like about it being a nice thing to do. It's about just being present when somebody is happy about something, and I think that's like something that we should all cultivate. Now we are down to C, Caleb City. Okay, I like Caleb's humor. I think it's very funny. I don't remember when I subscribed, because I know I watched a bunch of videos before I was like, okay, I'm subscribing to this person. He's just really funny and weird. But like, not that weird. It's like, it's relatable enough that I don't have to be okay. Like maybe some of them are like very anime specific or very Black American specific, but like most of his anime is just, most of his humor is just, yeah, it's not, and I like the fact that it's not relatable comedy. There's this person that I'm considering subscribing to, Ria Gogoi. I don't know, she's like a very small Indian YouTuber, Assamese to be like specific. I don't know, I just discovered her like 2 days ago, and she was like talking about like how she doesn't like relatable comedy, even though it can be good. But like, and I agree with a lot of what she said. And I like, but then again, she doesn't have like enough videos. So like, if I ever come across her in YouTube land, and like when she's bigger, I don't know, like subscribe her. When she has made more videos, I'll probably subscribe. Then after that, Caroline Gervin. I don't know if I pronounce that right. She's Northern Irish, and she does workout videos, and I have access to dumbbells, and they make me feel strong. I've currently, like, before I was like, I had like my own like self-designed workout something, but I've decided to do like that 10-week whatever. I'm doing it basically like the day ended, like, but then again, it's not that I started the day. I started on like day 30, so I started from day 1, but I'd been doing like exercises from like different days into my normal routine, but I decided to follow her 10-week routine, and I just finished with 2. Yeah, I'm just like trying to like manage to try to squeeze in the 5 exercises within the 7 days and not be tired. That's the cocoa of the reason. Channel television, the next one. That's where I get my news from. It's like I don't like actively watch their channel. It's just like this is basically the only one I'm subscribed to that I know that I don't actively watch their channel. That's where I get my news, I guess. Their news channel, Nigerian news channel, and yeah, that's basically all about Channel TV. I could probably go on another rant about political implications of Nigeria. Maybe I should talk about many things that happened during the week, then like talk about how to apply like my stoic vibes to it or whatever. Okay, I keep saying station as if it's TV. The next channel is channel station. Oh joy. The next channel is Cuts. Like I like Cuts because it don't make sense. Like it talked about it's basically like trying to look into the liberal relatively youngish American who lives in a shiny liberal city. I think they're based in Seattle or anything. I don't know much about America. I don't know much about Nigeria. So I'm not going to claim to be somebody with a lot of knowledge, even though I have ITK tendencies. ITK is like to know. I don't know. I think ITK is much better than know it all, because know it all you have to say like know it all. ITK, even though it's not correct English, sounds much better. Then I think I might unsubscribe from Cuts, because I don't know, their video has been getting very tiring and like formulaic. I don't know. It's because they feature like a lot of real people. I don't know if I should have the audacity. I think the right word is the audacity to say that these individuals that I think eventually, as you go on with this podcast, you understand. I love the foundation of my thought process is the uniqueness of the entire human race is enough for us to not feel bad that we are not special. We are individual but not special. And the uniqueness of the entire human race is enough to take away that burden of the fact that we are not special. But it doesn't take away from the fact that we are truly individual. But that's a tangent for like another time where I should sit down and talk about it. Next is D'Angelo Wallace. His 2 channels. It's 2 channels. It's because there were 2 things separated. His 2 channels. I don't know. His voice is calming, and he talks about, even though I don't give a damn about the issues he's talking about, like I didn't even know. I knew the concept of the Paul brothers, but like I didn't know with who was what. But I knew one of them was, because I don't really watch Nickelodeon. I don't really watch Disney, but I used to watch I still watch them like some shows, but like I'm mostly a Cartoon Network human being. Even now, at how I'm going to be 23 next month. Okay, it's next month. I'm going to be 23 next month, and not next month as in December, next month as in January. And I'm like, oh god, I'm still a Cartoon Network human being. I'm more of a Cartoon Network human being than an anime human being. Oh my god, my anime cred has gone to hell. But like, he gives he talks. What was this tangent about? Yeah, this tangent was about one of D'Angelo's topics, which was like the Paul brothers. I don't really give a shit about the people D'Angelo talks about. I just like the way he presents his stories, his facts, his ideas. Next is the data no, I jumped. Next is the Daily Dose of Internet. Well, I've subscribed to the Daily Dose of Internet because yeah. I just like his like curation of videos. I just like the videos, I guess. It's like funny, weird stuff, near misses, stuff that happen on the internet. Then the only Reddit channel that I am subscribed to is Damian Lee. I was subscribed to, I can't remember, MK, yes. His voice was the only reason why I was subscribed to MK. But when he left, I was like, fuck this. Then I went to his channel. So like, yeah, I'm subscribed to I like Reddit channels, but I don't really subscribe to, but like this is the only one I'm subscribed to. And I think, was it the other guy one that I saw, Slaz or somebody, I don't know, that relatively British dude, I don't know, that he also does like Reddit readings, but like I like Damien's voice, so like that's the only Reddit channel, even though I watch a ton, including Robot Voices channels. I watch a ton of Reddit channels. And then sometimes when the story is like really, really, when the like thread is really interesting, I just go on Reddit and like read it. Then D'Angelo Wallace's second channel, and the Data Professor. I'm sort of on a break from data analysis, but I will be back, and I want to like start with a new project, be more efficient and whatever. Then I'm also subscribed to Data Science Nigeria and Data Lab CC. For like data science stuff. Then next, I mentioned Dima about makeup. Next is Dima Ume. I just like, she is a beauty vlogger based in Nigeria. I like this. I know this is rather shallow and weird, but like other than the fact that her work is really good and whatever, but it was just nice to have like a Nigerian, like a real, not like I don't want to use the word real Nigeria. A Nigerian that has no ties to any other place other than Nigeria. Yeah. Like and living in Nigeria. Just talking about her experiences, her life. And I think she was probably raised like upper middle class, but like it is still middle class. She wasn't like super rich and she wasn't like super poor. She's just like, I think like slightly maybe richer than me, but like in a good place. Then Domix. I think Domix was like, I saw this channel, like I didn't really start watching YouTube till like university, because that's when I had access to like a lot of data, and even then I just used to sit down and watch like whatever anime I saw uploaded onto YouTube. So Domix was literally one of the first animation channels. I don't know, it just showed up on my recommended and I started watching it and I kept with it. I think I was subscribed to Domix before I saw Jaden and the other ones out. Oh my god, it has been years. Jeez. Then Dwayne and Jazz. I like the stuff. Like I like the taste. Like a lot of the stuff they react to, I have the same taste in them. Even though like even when like especially if it's stuff that like ordinarily I can't afford because as per third world money, but like I like what they watch. So like it's just nice to like watch reaction videos. Sometimes I say if I see a video I like, I literally go and check if there's a reaction video on like the internet. On the internet. Then next is obviously everybody who wants to do something on the computer is subscribed to Free Code Camp. Free Code Camps save lives. They save lives. They're amazing. They're awesome. And yes, now GMM and Good Mythical More. I have my notifications on for GMM, but not for Good Mythical More. I don't know. It's like I just like anytime a more makes it to my recommended, I will watch it. But like GMM is like every day religiously. When did I start watching? I don't know, but like I don't think I've gone back because I don't know. Like maybe because I'm so used to like the really high quality stuff they do now. I don't like watch. I can't watch their old stuff when they're on break. You get? Because I'm so used to the high quality stuff they do now. But like GMM is really nice. Sometimes like you can really tell their age, but like because you can tell like they're vibing like really old dudes. So like GMM is. I just realized I'm just telling you why I like them. I'm pretending as if you guys all know this stuff. You guys, as in, I don't know, the 4 people who listen to me, but like you guys all know like what's going on in GMM. It's a morning talk show. It's 11. It's now, I don't know, depending on daylight savings for like Americans, it can be 11 a.m. here or 12 p.m. when they upload. So it's a California morning talk show about rubbish and nonsense. But like it's nice. It's hosted by Red and Link. I don't know. That's about it. Yeah, you watch it like. Then next I watch Google Foods. His personality is just but I like the food. I'm getting tired of steaks and I don't like always watch every video as religiously as I used to, but like I still watch a lot of his videos because they make me want to like cook a big honking chunk of meat. And Hamoye, they also data science, how to drink. I don't want to drink alcohol, but like how to drink, I like watching how to drink the same way I like watching Bernadette Banner. I like watching somebody enjoy their hobby and wanting to talk about it. Jaden Animations, I like her. It's like somebody that wants to talk, but like they're not talking about any real in-depth issues, just like slight uncomfortable things, and it's okay. It's like it's nice to listen to somebody. Like I like to hear her voice. She doesn't really give much of an opinion on stuff. So it's mostly like right now she's more of like animating gaming stuff, and it's like really nice. I think she has found a niche that really works for her, because like a lot of storytime animation channels were like losing what like stories to talk about, but like I feel like a niche, like carving a niche is like in gaming has really worked out for her. Then Jelly's World, Also an animation channel. I'm not going to tell you what she's animating. Oh my god, you're going to go look for her. Don't look for Jenny's world, but like, she calls herself Josh. It's okay. She's based in Malaysia, I think. And next, Kelly Stamps. I'm not. I liked her dry personality at first. Like, it was calming to listen to. But like, now I'm tired. But like, people who really like that stuff, other than like when they're tired and they want to like unwind, they'll continue to watch her channel. But like, I'm probably going to unsubscribe soon. Or not, because I went through this phase with Amber Shaw and I didn't end up unsubscribing. So like, I might stay and she might post something and be really fun. I hope you can hear that. Kenji, data science, also data science. Kenny JD, I like watching her bad movies and a bit. She gives, like, I wouldn't say great advice. Like, it's not like, because I'm not implementing any of those advice, because I'm not, like, her advice is suited to like people in similar situations, as not necessarily like similar, like it's mostly like first world issues, but I understand that like those are real issues that affect them, and it also affects us in poorer countries, but like we tend to just ignore that it's actually happening to us. But like, we should stop that, even though we don't have like super fast trains and planes everywhere. We should not be like assholes. But like, I like the bad movies and the beats. I really like the bad movies and the beats, and I like the fact that she was the first one, because I wouldn't have like gotten into this whole movie review genre, because I never like I'd watch every single cinema since like something that showed up on my recommended, but like I wouldn't like, what's the word, religiously follow. But I just watch every single. So like, I'm glad like she was the one recommended to me. Her movie review style was the one recommended to me. Like, she vibes with me more. I think probably how she was recommended to me, like people just like lumping anime girls with K-pop liking girls, and I don't know, maybe like location and stuff. Like, my phone was next to the phone of somebody who's a K-pop fiend. I don't know how like this stuff works. This is why I'm learning data science, so I know how like such complex recommendation algorithms work. I can build a simple recommendation algorithm, but like something as complex as YouTube, I don't think it's like a simple. It's going to have more layers, but that's why I'm learning data science. Next person, Kurskizag. Okay, this is a company. I just like, this is even where I heard about, like, I knew about nihilism, but like this is first place I heard about optimistic nihilism. It was like, and I was like, okay, this is a good idea. This is a good idea. Like, it's a wonderful idea for if you're like going agnostic or atheist or whatever. But like, it's wonderful. And I feel like Kurskazag is like a good representation of structure and order and what have you. They mostly talk about like science, like looking at the world in like the future, like what could happen if we did this or if we did that, and understanding. And I think their entire tagline is videos explaining things with optimistic nihilism. But like, I like their vibe generally. They have more of a, which is basically a why not vibe, and if it doesn't turn out like the way we want to, that's okay too, I guess. Then last week tonight, I just want to be nosy. I like the way last week tonight, I like the way, what's his name, John Oliver presents like America's issues. And I don't know, maybe he can be misleading, because to be honest, you can't get all your stuff from one news source. But like, I just like to be nosy. It's none of my business. Like, really, it's my business, but like, it's, what do you call it? It's among the things I cannot control. It's like, yes, eventually, like, the ripples in America's economy will come and like really affect me in my tiny in my Nigeria isn't tiny. In my country, that with very I wouldn't even call us a middle power. Yeah, in our region we're a middle power. Yeah, in my middle power country, without the money to to match our superpower. But like Nigeria is a middle power, like in a region that is weak as a whole. But like, we tried. Okay, we didn't try. Such loser mentality is unacceptable. But like, it's part of the things they cannot control. But just because you can't control them, if you've accepted the fact that they won't give you grief, it's always so fun to just watch them. Then look at the aspects about, because there are probably like micro things within the things that you can do. If you find other human beings to join you, then you guys will eventually be able to control the scary, uncontrollable thing. I think that's the another thing about issues that we cannot control. Things that, like, other than like natural. Even in the end, eventually, when human beings get amazing enough, we will be able to fully control nature. But I don't think it will happen in my lifetime. So, like, I feel like when we get amazing enough, like when human beings, because individually we are kind of useless, but like when we get like in a grand scheme of things, not in our own lives, but like when we join hands together, a lot of the times the things that we cannot control become controllable. So even though like stoicism is basically like, understand you cannot control some things, but you need to understand that the uncontrollable becomes controllable when there are enough human beings in unison deciding to change or to control something. That's like off point. Then next is Lauryn Hill. I literally just got into Lauryn Hill. She talks about plastic surgery, and I like because it was even one of the things that made me like look at one of the things that Seneca said about like, oh yeah, sure, like you can change your character and everything, but like if you're ugly, motherfucker, you're ugly from birth. But like now that plastic surgery is available and what have you, it makes you wonder that like, is it really like, it's important that you look at your reasons for doing things. Like, yes, like, because if you're doing it solely for aesthetics, is your body now an object to improve? And even if it is like, that's the one thing, like, as I like I like the way like Lauryn Hill looks at stuff. Like, yes, you did plastic surgery, and you need to understand that plastic surgery you're doing it to fit an aesthetic, but you have to make sure that aesthetic is completely your own and not fit any standards, because standards will pass as trends. But like, I don't know. The next is Machine Learning University, which is another data science stuff. Then Maths Fit. Have I watched a Maths Fit video in a while? Nah, I'm unsubscribed. But like, I really like her vibe. But like, I mostly do like Caroline Curve and stuff. I even throughout the entire period where I was doing creating workouts, I wasn't. What's the word? I wasn't subscribed. I'm surprised I'm subscribed to her. So like, let me unsubscribe. But like, her stuff is really great. But right now I'm doing like mostly Caroline Curve stuff. So maybe if I get like to unsubscribed. Then Marco Pezzero. I think he's also a data science channel. His stuff is good, and he talks about projects I can follow and stuff. The next, Marquez Brownlee. When did I start watching? I think it was like year 4. I started watching this dude's channel. Because at first I started watching Unbox Therapy. No, I don't really like, because it was fast and there were cool things to see. I saw YouTube subscribing me to people I watch regularly, but like I didn't subscribe to, even though I watch regularly. I just removed Survive the Prophet's channel, because I listen to Mukanyo over and over again, but like I don't subscribe to music channels. Marquez Brownlee. Let's go back to Marquez. I like his voice is calming. I like the way his videos even look nice when I download it on fucking 144p. So it's like, I like the way his voice is calm, and I like to look at him. And he actually does, like, even though I'm not getting a new phone, I'm not getting a new phone, I just want to know like what's going on. And sometimes I don't watch. but most times I watch his videos to just look at how pretty they are. So like I probably like might not watch his biggest Samsung launch, but I'd be watching something like that sports video, the one with the Bust Dynamics dog, because I just watch the videos for how pretty they are and how calm his voice is, and sometimes he can have interesting tech, but I don't really like watch it because of the big launch or the next iPhone, because I'm more my current phone is worth $110 at the time I bought it. Now I don't even think I'll be able to afford the next generation of this phone that is still $110. That's a joke. Okay, this was $125, not $110. I'm pretty sure I won't be able with my near minimum wage as in Nigerian minimum wage salary. I don't think I'll be able to afford like the next, what's the word? The next Infinix Hot series. I'm using a Hot 6 to record this, but like I like the way like the $100 has made like tech really affordable for like a lot of us. So like thanks China. Like I think that's one of the, it's made people able to afford. It has given people access to more, including the Chinese people themselves. Next is my thoughts will probably offend you. I like the way she looks at issues, but like she focuses more on like reality TV and fat people. But I like the way she looks at issues and she looks at things. But then again, she tries to be like stoic about things. She tries to be unaffected by things. But it's not for me to judge. It's not for me to decide. I'm not in her head. But like I like the way she views like stuff. But she mostly talks about 90 Days Fiancé, which I don't watch. I just literally want to hear her take. But I don't really watch her 90 Days Fiancé. I like her her body positive videos or whatever. Like, because I like her take on body positivity and health and whatever. And Mythical Kitchen, it is a second channel of the GMM franchise. I think they own Smosh too. But like, I don't watch Smosh. I don't like their humor. It's weird. Okay, speaking about stuff I like, basically I don't like their humor at Smosh, but Mythical Kitchen is weird, and I really like it. It makes food fun. It's like it's fun in the way Babish is not. Like Babish has its time and place, but Mythical Kitchen is fun. It's fun in a you sucker cooking way, which is the last channel I'll go to. It's not like my favorite, but it's like it literally starts with Y, so it's like I'm not subscribed to any Z channel. Then next is Nathan Z. I found out about Nathan Z through Kenny JD, I think, when she was talking about like her YouTube friends and stuff. I just like she was talking about how he's like, because the other chicks, like, I'm into introspection and stuff. Like, this is the whole like concept of introspection and looking inwards and whatever. But like, I don't know, the other people she mentioned were just so I couldn't relate to their issues. Do you get? But like Nathan talks about stuff that like easily, I wouldn't say relatable, because they're still like, they're not relatable in a sense. They're just not issues. They're not real. They're not real societal issues. Like those first people, they talk about real societal issues that don't necessarily affect me at the point where I am in my life or in the kind of society that I live in. But like the fact that Nathan doesn't really talk about like issues like that, it's just like things that everybody can get, because like it's in a broad sense of humanity or whatever. Then next is Piano Tools. I am subscribed to this because this is my classmate's channel. I watched some of his videos, but like not all of them, because I'm not really like into pianos. But like he really like, and it's also one of the whole, I like watching people enjoy stuff. He's really into like the pianos, so I'm like, even though like it's the channel is, and he's getting people who aren't like, he's getting people who are actually into pianos and not just like random class people to watch, and I think that's great. I was like, that's really nice. Just like, I'm just there to support who's not really into piano. Then next is practical engineering. It makes me like remember, even though like right now I'm not doing anything like core engineering, and I haven't really gone, and I haven't really decided that okay, this is what I'm going to do with my life. It reminds me why I'm an engineer, like, and I think, I don't know, maybe I'll try to go back to engineering, but like it reminds me why I'm an engineer and why I chose this thing in the first place. So like I just like his, like he explains stuff. He mostly deals with civil engineering because that's his trade, but like sometimes he goes like into mechanical stuff and whatever. But it makes stuff fun, I guess. Like it makes stuff fun, and because I'm an engineer, I don't mind like googling further to look at the math and stuff. But like I like it. You should really check out practical engineering. His stuff is nice. Then after that, let's see, Cove Studio. Cove Studio is like, I found out about Laurie Hill from Cove Studio. Cove Studio talks about aesthetics, and I like their takes, but I do not necessarily agree with all of them. And I think that's the kind of vibe that I generally decide to subscribe to, where even though I like you, I do not have to agree with stuff, and I can just be like, I do not agree with this, but I can understand where you're coming from, that kind of vibe. But like Cove Studio talks about beauty, aesthetics, and they understand the fact that they are mostly aware of European features and European concepts of beauty. I think it has encouraged me to like maybe like want to speak about their topics, but like in the eye of an African person who watch mostly cartoons and not really movies, and never really like thought that this movie star is particularly attractive. Because I don't know, I think it's people around me, like even when we were watching like Indian movies or American movies or whatever movies, like the vibes that the adults around me, they didn't give the vibe of, oh, this person is prettier than us. They just gave the vibe, this person is different, and that's okay. Do you get? So like vibes really affect people around them, even when they're not like actually, like when parents are not pointing out or saying this or being like this person is ugly or this person is this, like just like the general face general like expressions and demeanor, you're able to understand like how people feel about a certain subject matter. So in the sense of like foreign media, the adults that were around, they didn't give the vibe of thinking, okay, this person is more attractive than us. They just thought this person is different, and since they are very different, their standards are different and they go by different rules. Do you get? So I think I want to like properly flesh out about what I think is beautiful and what I think is just okay, and what I think is just different, and I have no opinion about it because it is different. And there are some things that, and also like there might be pleasant stuff that you might just not like. Next is Safia Naigard. I like Safia Naigard because I don't know, she's like welcoming in a sense. She's just like, I don't know, her topics are just interesting, and even though they're long, they're like just like a quiet, and they're not serious at all, like far from serious, but like they're like, I prefer it more than the upbeat jumping up and down way, because her topics like are mostly presented like people who do similar topics to her are annoyingly upbeat. But that's like just my thing, which is very funny, seeing as I'm somebody who watches Amber Show. Then Simply Neological. I don't know why I'm so, because she doesn't do nail art anymore, and I'm not really like, because if I was a fan of like nail art, I'd probably be like subscribed to Nail Career Education or like Long Hair Pretty Nails. But like I like Simply Neological. I found out about her through Safia. Then I went through like a whole phase. So I'm currently in that phase where I was with like Amber Show, where I'm like not really watching. But like I'm thinking I'm going to get it right, and you'll probably post something that I'll like again. I'm like, why did I stop? Right now I think this year I discovered SOG this year. Some ordinary gamers. Mutahar doesn't have sense, and that's why I like him. He does not have common sense, and that is why I like him. Yeah. And I just like, he talks about everything from things that don't make sense to serious issues, and I like his take on it. Like his focus is on being empathetic, but like in the end, if your focus has been on being generally empathetic and being kind, oh my god, I'm subscribed to a lot of people. But then again, I'm an S, so like, and I'm stopping at Y. And I have a lot of T people, but like, I'm an S and I'm stopping at Y. S, T, then Y. But I have a lot of T people. So it's like, some ordinary gamers like gives the vibe of, okay, like things are going to be cool, things are going to be fun. But then again, there's one thing I didn't agree with, like, yeah, like, I don't want to talk about it, but it's like, during like the whole, what's the word again? That, like, every time there's a protest in all of human history, there always be people that can, like, people often like misconstrue the fact that people that are looting and burning things are the people that are angry. No, people who loot and burn are not angry about any cause. Because there are a lot of those people who they feel like they are not going to win any game. They feel like the cause is lost. They are not angry about the cause. They just want to loot and burn. They literally infiltrated whatever protest to loot and burn. That's just, they are literally taking advantage. They're literally taking advantage of the chaos to loot and burn. They are not in any way in any association with any protest ongoing. I'm saying that because I think I don't know, he just gave the vibe that like he felt that people were looting and whatever in the George Floyd American stuff in response. But then again, I don't know, I don't want to misconstruct his words, because to be honest, I still feel like it's just like a minor disagreement and he was just trying to give his own take on like how to properly express your emotions when you are being like taken advantage of or being treated like trash. I don't know, man. It's Kinsha or Temi, but like it's Orotemi, because I kind of look like the people being affected. I look like the people being disrespected. Hell, I'm disrespected in my own country, but like, because like our nation is poor, and when you're a poor country, you don't exactly attract good people. You attract people who want to take advantage of you because they're sure that, okay, since you're poor, you'd be ignorant about most things. And I'm just like, for our politicians, it's true. And I feel like our politicians are just trash, because when they leave the country, and they're so, and I feel they are so obsessed with being treated nice, because especially with the older men, younger men who like actually like studied in the like big wild world and made something for themselves, then went into politics. That's something. But like the older men are probably like have psychological shadows of being treated like trash. I thought they're so obsessed with being better than everybody. And I'm going to have a long dramatic conversation about people who transfer aggression. I think transfer of aggression requires like a whole like 5-hour like podcast or conversation. But like, enough of that. Let's go on to read everything. It's the other channel of Google Foods. Like, the personality is so. But I really liked when that Cuban dude was there. But it's still really fun. I like Google and Mama. Then next is T1J. T1J talks about like social issues and what have you. I like his take on things, and I like the fact that he opens the question on the fact that you cannot agree, like you don't necessarily have to agree with me. You just have to be honest with yourself that whatever is bringing up your disagreements, you can have like non-emotional, because even if your emotions are highly attached to like an argument, your reasons should not, and you should sit down and properly understand what you have to gain or lose from whatever situation. Like, you may not necessarily agree with his take, but you should be able to defend your own take and understand why his take, you do not agree with his take. Because I don't want to use the word his take is wrong, because unless you're dealing with issues where you're trying to create a rule of law, where a standard in which you must uphold everybody to, I feel like people just have different, like there's one thing that I want to eventually speak about, where you draw the line between different and wrong, or different and ugly, or different and beautiful, or different and like, some things are just different. And I think that humanity is having a very difficult time accepting that difference does not require, like different. I know the word is funny, but different does not necessarily require comparison. Next is the tale foundry. I want to use it to learn how to be a better writer. Like, I've always said I wanted to write a novel, and I'm like, I'm turning 23. I haven't written the novel since I was 16. I just have to write it sometimes. Like, eventually, I really, really, really have to end up writing it sometimes. But like, I like their take on how to write stories and their ideas and whatever. So like, Tale Foundry, but like they went offline for a long bit. I was subscribed in, like, my first YouTube venture, but like now they're back and they're like uploading regularly. I hope it goes well for them. And next is T Noir. Like, she's like T1J, but like a pretty girl. If T1J was a pretty girl, yeah, but she's like T1J, but if T1J was pretty and a girl. But like, I like T Noir stuff because she's a woman, she talks about things that I don't think T1J will be able to understand, things that are specific to women, things that are specific to women. And things that like other than society. The next is TensorFlow, data science stuff. Like, I literally had to subscribe to TensorFlow because God, I have a bunch of Coursera courses that I need to complete. Dayo is not serious. Dayo, be serious. Because I fucked up. Like, I literally ruined like an entire like streak of good scores because I wasn't like, okay, I had just started working. I wasn't like, I wanted to just read novels rather than like work, then use the extra time to work again, like to learn something new. But like, TensorFlow, I'm not very good in TensorFlow because I fucked up because I wanted to do a CNN, a convoluted neural network, and I ended up like fucking it up, and I submitted whatever trashy stuff that I did. And that last stage, the stage before like stage before stage E, I really fucked up, even though it was easy because I had forgotten like some of the stuff that I did, even stuff that I did on a regular, but I was so tired and I was just And next is the break. I don't know, I think I'll probably soon unsubscribe because I don't know, I liked like the beginning where Patricia just went into like finance. I'm not subscribed to Patricia. I feel Amber Show is enough fashion for me, so like I'm not really subscribed into Patricia's channel, into like Patricia's original channel, but I am subscribed to her business channel where she talks about business and stuff. But like no, it's just not like my zone right now. But maybe I'll probably go back to it when I'm like not poor, or like when I actually have money and I talk about like goals or moving somewhere. But like, good luck, Patricia, you'll be fine. Unsubscribe. But like, this stuff is making me look at my stuff and be like, am I going to stay with these people? But like, I'm just not in the zone. Then next is the Come Up by Bukola. Bukola lives in New York. She basically lives like how I want to live. Like on your own, in a proper apartment, with a really good job, with direction, with a good YouTube channel. But like, I like listening stuff about negotiating job offers, software stuff basically. Next is The Take. I recently subscribed to The Take. I liked their view of tropes, and I like the fact that they're like mostly focusing on like tropes that affect women, but like they also look at other tropes that there are people's face like other like people that face other stuff, but I like the take, and but like I'm currently just like seriously what's the word, discovering them and like going through everything that they go through and understanding what they're doing and seeing where they go. Basically, I'm just discovering their channel. That's the word that I want to understand. And next is the odd ones out. I like him because I don't know. Like it's. I like him because he doesn't talk about like real issues. Oh, he just uploaded a video that didn't show up. Oh, okay, it's a 1-minute video, and I know I probably don't really watch 1-minute videos, but like, okay. So like, I'll watch that. He said, I like the fact that he's really milking this like YouTube fame. He's making a lot of stuff, and it's like in real shops, and I'm like, wow, good stuff. And his stuff is just like funny without being like you don't have to. It doesn't have to be like. At first it seems like relatable content, but like with the amount of people, it doesn't relate to anybody in my part of the world or in anybody, but it's just fun to watch because it's funny without it being relatable. Do you get? Like, he does relatable content that even people who don't relate to it will still enjoy. Do you get? Then Twinsie, I don't know why Twinsie doesn't have more subscribers. She has like 300 and something subscribers, but like she has been coming up. Like one time she and her stuff is like really, really, really good stuff. Like her animation is good. Okay, maybe because her accent is like not like American or British, and you can't clearly hear what she's saying, just like the average Nigerian. Because her accent is Filipino, so it's like very it's just there, but like her stuff is really nice, her stories are nice, and I don't like how I put it. I think there's a way you can improve your enunciation, which I'm planning to do without changing your accent. Do you get? Just speak the words clearly, because the British accent, to be honest, is not always spoken clearly. I just think your words should be spoken clearly, easily understood, and whatever. The next is Trading 212. I should unsubscribe, but I was telling myself I should go back to this channel 11 months ago. Oh, fractional shares and whatever, because I opened the channel. I was like, 26 million 11 months ago, but like I literally still have the app on my phone. But like it was when it was I think it was NYC that was like, Jesus Christ. I was last year that I was like, okay, maybe I'll get into like trading and stuff, but I literally didn't have money to start, and I didn't get around to like gathering knowledge and getting a demo account and whatever. But like I want to practice and whatnot, but like no, but I don't think I want to do forex. I want to like invest in actual companies, and I like the idea of fractional shares. I like the idea of fractional shares, so I might go back and look at Trading 212. So I'm still not yet going to, what's the word, I don't know, it's like I like the idea of how do I put it, like being a podcaster / okay, why did I do that voice? That I have to look into my mindset of why that is my what do you call it, my entitled and very entitled yet cool yet very annoying voice. I need to look into why that is. But it's probably because I've seen so many creators repeat that voice. I always notice when you do rubbish and nonsense. But like I like the idea of like being a podcaster / day trader and having a ton of money and never having to go outside except when I want to buy food, but not being fast because I'm buying good quality food and I have an elliptical and dumbbells in my house. Yeah, that's the future. Like my nearest future that I wish for myself. Like never having to leave my house, but yet then cooking nice, healthy food, and having an occasional pizza or what have you, and not being fat because I have an elliptical slash and dumbbells in my house, and money to pay for a gym so I can get like a giant barbell and finally grow bum bum. What else? The Watcher. Okay, it's not the Water, it's Watcher. They finally reached 1 million though. Like, it's like I started watching BuzzFeed's Unsolved, and they started, and they and the guy from like BuzzFeed's Worth It. Like, I was never really subscribed to BuzzFeed. Like, I watched some of their stuff, but it feels so not very YouTube like. But like, I got into Watcher because I like their BuzzFeed Unsolved stuff. So, and I started watching their Weird Wonderful World. I think it's their series that I like the most. And what's his name? Steven. Steven is fun too. And Steven is balding though. Why did I say that? That's just mean. Okay, let me try and do this and let it play.
You suck at cooking, yeah, you totally suck. The bacon.
That's the point. That's one of the reasons. I like the fact that he doesn't have sense, and it's very funny. Like, he just talks about stuff, and he makes things just seem silly. And silly is great. Silly is nice. Silly is interesting, and silly makes me hungry. But then again, he's like, food photography is not as pretty as Babish's or Guga's stuff, so they don't look as appetizing. But the fact that they don't look as appetizing make it seem approachable. Like, yes, I could totally do this. Yeah, even my cooking skills are not trash. I'm a she person in Africa, for crying out loud. My cooking skills are not trash. I literally just like said the stereotype, but like, most African girls don't have trash cooking skills. You just exist. They just throw you in the kitchen one day, even if you have avoided the place like the plague, and you're just like, we want to eat, figure it out, man. So basically, I don't think any African, regardless of gender, has trash cooking skills. So that is all the people I currently subscribe to. So that's B. Then next, I'll be going through like the stuff that's so far, because I just, rather than focusing on letters, because I don't feel like this is much, rather than focusing on letters, I just like picked out the stuff that jumped out to me in Seneca's letters. I'm going to be more serious with the daily story. I'm serious. Like, this time I'm going to be serious. Like, but maybe I should wait till next year, then start January 1 again and be like actually following it and writing in my journal. I'm going to write a journal. I know I said like 2 weeks ago that I'll get a journal, but I will. Dial, you get the journal. It's 600. Now we are back. We're going back to like Seneca, and okay, I did this time, like I said before, I didn't like go through vibing. I didn't like decide that, okay, I'm going to like look at this letter by letter. I just decided whatever jumped out to me as I'm reading it, then I'll read it again and see what jumps out to me this time and whatever. So I don't know which letter this came from. Treaty, like, it's irregular stuff, because at least I think in this letter he was complaining. He didn't want to, like, he gave the vibe that he didn't want to go into the way we treat our slaves with this kind of irritating arrogance. And in a sense, he was like, treat your inferiors the way you want your superiors to treat you. And that's like common sense, I feel, because I feel, other than the fact that you are hoping for karma, that if you treat your inferiors this way, your superiors the universe will owe you karma, and your superiors will treat you a certain way. But I feel like treating your inferiors a certain way helps you recognize when you are being badly treated. Because I noticed that and being able to stand up for yourself and get out of that horrible situation. Because I noticed that a lot of people who treat their inferiors badly grovel in the presence of people that have a higher social station to them, and it's really irritating and downright disgusting. Like, the moment and he insists on having your, because I don't think they had the concept of servitude in Rome. It was pure slavery, no servitude. But I don't know. It's Romans and their whatever. Can sure they're not my ancestors, so I don't have to pay homage to them. But like, you need to understand that people's cultures are people's cultures. So it's like, but like, what's the word? He said it's preferable for your slaves to respect you rather than fear you. Because if somebody fears you, if they have the opportunity to murder you, they will murder you eventually, and you just have to like die or whatever. But if they respect you, they might even help you escape or what have you. The next, but he believes without question our slaves are human. Yes, I was reading this certain notes because it tangent that my thoughts went through when I was reading these notes. Like, in a sense, I vibe with Seneca in a sense, because without question he believes that slaves are human. They are unfortunate to be born in a lower station or in whatever, but without question their humanity, their thought process is human. He didn't say one nonsense and one rubbish and nonsense, like, because I think the Roman Empire had slaves from all over the world, slaves that had different appearances from them. But like, it didn't say one fucking bullshit something that's, especially if they're slaves, like, especially when they considered those from the north barbarians or whatever. Like, he didn't give one stupid fucking reason that because they look different from them that they are now, what's the word, like, not human in a sense. Like, I'll probably like go on a real long tangent. Okay, not a real, like, it would be a whole topic on its own, and how racism just doesn't make sense. Because ancient people, even though they were horrible people who whipped their slaves and went, like, ancient as in not America ancient, like ancient as in the old world ancient, and before the advent of Europeans in the new world, that kind of ancient people, even though they had horrible like slavery practices and they tortured people and whatever, not for once did they think, okay, maybe they did, but like, not for what, people were always presented as people no matter what their station in life. It was never ever suggested that because you were born in a lower station or you look different, that's for that weird reason you are not human or whatever. It's rubbish and nonsense that human beings have started thinking about, like, in recent times, because we did have contact with each other even when we looked nothing like each other. What is the next one? Okay, I think I've already talked about this one because it came up when I was talking about one of my favorite YouTubers. Okay, not favorites, the YouTubers I'm subscribed to. I don't think I have a favorite. It's people that I'm vibing with currently at the moment. And we were talking about, and it was the one about me being all like objective beauty. I think I was talking about Amber's show. And like, I don't really like agree. Like, not that I don't agree. I agree with what she does, but I will not participate. It's not that because of what she does is bad, but because it's just not my vibe. And it's not my vibe because of either a combination of conditioning or laziness. So like, it's just not my vibe. And I think I was watching this random XQC video, or XQ. He's a owl player. What's the word? I don't know. Definitely Mogami. He was reacting to like cuts videos, and he was like talking about the attractiveness. Then this one really hot chick, like, I know that she's a 10. She's not what I want to look like. I don't think I'll ever look like her because she's tall and giant booty. I have like the potential to have a giant booty, but like giant laps will come with it. But like, she's not what I want to look like remotely. But I can tell objectively that even though she's not what I want to look like, she's beautiful. And I like the fact that he said that even though she's not his type, he knows, he's not blind, he knows that she's beautiful. So like, objectivity. Then a honorable mention for Harriet. It was either, because I still like, it still shows them I recommended. For Harriet's video shows them I recommended, but like, for me it was either Tinor or For Harriet, and for me Tinor is more approachable, and sometimes I vibe and like just go and look at Evelyn from the internet and just see what she's doing, and her stuff is interesting. Then I don't relate to anything this one says, but like sometimes I just like go to her channel. What's her name? Local black child, and she calls her people local babies. I don't know. It's like when I'm in the mood for like a story time, I go to her side and I just watch her stuff. Then next, another thing that came up to my head when I was looking at like Seneca stuff is that really live. Just because you live for nobody, that does not mean you live for yourself. Some people living for themselves involves serving others, involves seeing the people that they love happy. Living for nobody doesn't mean you're doing what would make you happy, that you're fulfilling your purpose, and this purpose can be given to you. Like for example, I think that's the reason why like philosophies combine together and confusing. Because I'm not going to say like, oh, we have purposes from heaven or what have you, but like I'm not going to belittle that, because religion grants people comfort and structure and order and happiness and hope and joy, and saves them from like mental breakdown and what have you. But like choosing to live for somebody, or not really live for somebody, like it's for me, that phrase living for nobody does not necessarily mean that you are living for yourself. It brings in line the concept of duty and how duty is important to improving the structure of society. As much as people are always like, okay, like a bunch of people are serious, you have a bunch of like people who are irresponsible, smoking, and like if everyone in society was that way, society would collapse. Like society can only take so much nonsense before it scatters. And the thing is that I feel like there's human society, there are sub-societies, there are continental societies, there are all sorts of societies. You can have a society of like 5 people, and there's only a certain amount of nonsense a society can take. Like obviously the worldwide society can take a lot of nonsense, because human beings in that sense are insignificant. Like if you're comparing a worldwide society to a society of like 5 people, maybe the world can take 1 billion people doing rubbish and nonsense. It will still be fine. But like if it crosses over that map, we might go into like war. Like the world might be able to sustain 100 million drug addicts. But like if we probably cross over that line, or that number doubles, the world society will not be able to sustain that. Or maybe at present the world as a whole can sustain wars in small pockets of region. A lot of people are dying, they are suffering, they are not living well. But what's the word? The show is going on. People are still getting money, living their lives in the entire grand scheme of things. But those countries where it is affected, the entirety of their society has collapsed. So like the smaller and smaller your society, the fewer and fewer people your society is made up of, the less it can take trash. So it's like, I feel like that. I know this is like a far out tangent from the phrase of living for nobody doesn't necessarily mean you are living for yourself, but I feel like it shows the point of duty. Even though some people will not follow their duties to be a reasonable member of society, because in the end you might also not want to follow this duty because for a good cause. Because if you don't want to be a reasonable member of society, it's men you believe that the society in itself is flawed, and you want to create enough traction. Like your rubbish and nonsense is not going to be rubbish and nonsense. Do you get? So I shouldn't have used the word rubbish and nonsense. I should have used the word difference. The difference may not necessarily be a crackhead. The difference can be people who don't want to beat women. If it's totally normal that women should be disciplined or beaten like a goat in front of their husband, if a decent amount of people in this society kick against this, then they will collapse the society to build a new one. Like, do you feel me? But like, that's why. But like, that's just like a concept. So like, But if you are living for nobody, you just said, okay, fucking low. I'm saying low, ha ha, YOLO, because me really YOLO. You live only once and you do whatever. Your family unit might collapse because of that behavior. The entire world doesn't give a damn if you jump off a bridge and you're somersault and you're doing drugs. But your family unit, your nuclear family unit, the society that is your family, may collapse. Your support structure, your tiny little society will collapse because it cannot take the amount of nonsense and rubbish that you're doing. Or the actual word I should use is different, but like nonsense and rubbish is like a better way to describe, because society collapsing may not necessarily be a bad thing if you're able to build a new society immediately and in its place. But like rubbish and nonsense often collapse society without replacement. So what is the next thing? Yeah, I do not agree to his take on exercise. To Seneca said, like, it's obvious. Like, this is one thing that I said, like, in the beginning, where it was obvious that no matter how brilliant you are, no matter how many times you try to take and understand and try to like decide, you try to decide about things, you try to understand, you try to philosophize, you try to like go for, you're only as good as the information open to you. Maybe in the future, as I look at more information, I might look at the first few episodes of this podcast and be like, what the fuck was I thinking? What am I even saying? And this is just rubbish and nonsense. But like, you're only as good as information available to you. It's like Seneca was basically bashing on the priests of Mars, because like I understand, I feel like the thought process was right, but his definition of what is like, because I think in the previous podcast I was talking about how the nobody really answers what is moderation to you, and how I wanted that to be a whole topic on properly defining your own line of moderation. So like his whole understanding of because his whole understanding of exercise, that too much will make you stupid, you're eating too much because then you'll be stupid. Oh my god, what about, yeah, you got muscle gains, you're really strong. He was basically giving into the idea of like, yeah, sure, you should move your body and whatever, but like too much brawn will make you stupid and whatever. But like, I feel like even though his idea was right, he's advocates for moderation. His idea of where that line of moderation was very archaic, like super archaic. It was like super, super, super archaic. And I feel like because exercise has been known to sharpen the mind, muscle building has been more streamlined. People now know what they should actually eat because of access to science, because of access to knowledge and whatever, and proper trainers and what have you. So like, I feel like there's growth, there's structure, things are coming in, and I feel he made this wrong observation because it's wrong because there's science in this one. That's what I mean, because I will not use the word wrong most of the times. I will use the word different, but I will call this wrong because his science was wrong. Like literally, people found out that exercise makes you sharper, not stupider. But he was right in his call for moderation. But what he defined as his limits, where the moderation line, I don't think many people would agree with that. So like, that's about this. Yeah, and my comments, like when I read that part, was like, you're really only as good as the information available to you. Okay, not only, because sometimes talent and amazingness is a big factor, especially even when you don't have access to this. Like, there's this guy that does like ballet or is he skating and whatever. Like, he's probably going to be fucking trash beside kids that like having trained like from the rest of life, but he's going to catch up fast because of the raw desire and talent to move up and whatever. So it's good as long as he keeps at it. When he has access to like proper like training and whatever, he's going to be amazing at it. Oh yeah, I don't know how I was going to bring this up because I don't even know diversity from a child cash. Okay, sorry, business, finish your addiction. This has to be a topic on its own. I'm literally just ending this with you. Like, I don't even remember because I don't think this was like in Seneca's letter. It just really crossed my mind because I think in previous letter I was talking about beauty standards and whatever, and I think beauty is going to come up a lot in whatever I'm talking about. But for Harriet, which is one YouTuber, she was like, beauty is a bad investment. And I don't think beauty is a bad investment. I think beauty is a high risk investment. Like, it's something that, yes, yeah, for sure, it's going to go away. You're not going to be beautiful in the physical sense forever. But you either diversify or you pull out of the business entirely. That's the one thing. It's like, yeah, like you either diversify, maintain your beauty as a trophy wife, then have a kid. Like, the kid will be your main business, and then you maintain your appearance as a trophy wife or mistress, or you cash out, pull out, stop being a mistress, start your own business, use the money from exploiting your beauty but I think to start a business, be properly structured and to cash out. But like, I want to like properly look at beauty in its like entirety, but that's going to take a long while. So like, I think I'm ending on this note. I talked about the YouTubers I liked. I talked about just randomly going through Seneca stuff. I talked about getting a journal this time. Okay, I'm going to totally get it on Monday. I'll ask Grace to get it for me. Grace works in my office. Then I talked about like Seneca's letters. I did the random beauty chipping and whatever. But like, have a lovely week. Exist, no stuff. Don't be stupid. Have fun. Goodbye, and I'm Dio. Bye. Okay, I don't know. I'm Dio. Bye.